Welcome back to 123 Geek. My name is Adam, and welcome to the show. So this is the first official, second official, first official? Anyway, there was another video that went out last week, but there were some editing issues with it. So I pulled it back off, and now I'm officially doing the first official, second official, first official video. I don't know how you would describe that. Anyway, so there's lots of things to go over as far as tech news that took place last week and the week before, and actually some tech news that's actually happening today or this week. And I'd really like to go over it. And here's kind of an overview of what we're going to go over. Nintendo had its the Game Boy had its first official, or not its first official, but its 30th year anniversary for when it first launched back in 1989, and that's some really awesome news to go over. There is Slack. Slack is actually working on releasing, getting closer to a public offering. That's more for the tech investors that are out there, so that's something to keep an eye out for. Endgame, that was a huge thing. We're going to go over that. Let's see here. AMD actually has some major things that are going on with them. They just released some anniversary edition CPU and GPU. They announced that as well. That's actually taking place this week. There's some major stuff that's going on out there. So let's get started. So starting with Nintendo, like I said, the Game Boy. The Game Boy officially had its 30th year anniversary. 30 years! I can remember receiving mine. I believe I was 5 years old. Maybe 6 years old when I received my first Game Boy, and man, I was so excited. That was such an exciting time for me, and to this day, I still get super excited about Nintendo. I'm not a Nintendo fanboy, but I guess maybe I am, and honestly, I think that's okay. I grew up with it. There were two huge major competitors at the time when I was a kid. That was Nintendo and Sega, and we know where Sega's gone. They're basically gone the way of just making video games. And now Sonic the Hedgehog movie, which, wow, that, I'm not sure how to feel about that. That's a very strange, that's a strange one. Anyway, besides that, we have, they had the Game Boy Pocket, the Game Boy Color, the Game Boy Advanced, the Game Boy Advanced SP, and then it just kind of tapered off from there, which was kind of, they haven't had another Game Boy since the Advanced. I wouldn't call the DS a Game Boy, because it's not technically a Game Boy. I guess it would be a successor. The successor to the Game Boy is the DS line. And, it is. But there was something about the Game Boy that, it was just special. I guess there was the Micro Game Boy, the Micro Game Boy Advanced, and that was pretty cool. I think that was for more of a niche market than anything else, but I don't know. Moving on from there, Slack. Slack is a major thing. That's huge. Slack is officially, they're working towards going public. And for any tech investors out there, that is some huge news. They've been basically the main chat protocol software out there for corporate environments, next to some of the Microsoft stuff. Microsoft has kind of, they have a couple of things out there. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. I don't work with it too often. And so, it's, it is what it is. And so keep an eye out for that. Moving on to more tech news, So AMD is releasing their a gold-plated series because of their anniversary. And so they're very excited. They're releasing a GPU, a video card, for those that don't know what a GPU is, and a CPU. That's the processor. Some of the other major things that are going on right now is, sorry about that, I was getting a phone call. Some of the other major stuff that's going on right now is, moving on from there, is actually bad news in the tech industry. The Samsung kind of went, the Samsung Fold went kind of flop. There is I guess you say, it was I guess it folded up. I know, it's terrible. But the thing is that it just wasn't ready for prime time. And people were, they were really trying to focus towards, making, they wanted to be the first out on the market. Although Samsung was doing it, Huawei is also doing it, and Motorola is their next device to come out, or that they really want to push out, is the next Razr from Motorola. So that's a major thing. On the next note here, let's move back to why the Samsung Fold failed. There was like a protective film on the screen, and there are several people, other YouTubers and tech journalists, that noticed it looked like a protective film, or like when you get a brand new electronic device, it has like a built-in screen protector. Well, they thought that's what it was, and they started peeling it off. What they didn't say, Samsung actually didn't let anyone know, except for a few, some of the phone carriers. They didn't let anybody know that film needed to remain on there to protect the screen, and it may cause the screen to stop functioning. So some of these tech reviewers, other YouTubers and such, they started to peel it off, and their screen ultimately stopped working. That wasn't the only issue. There were some physical defects as well that didn't pertain to that protective layer that caused the screen to stop functioning. There was one where it had kind of like a pinhole or a piece of plastic or something that pushed up on the screen and eventually made the screen stop functioning. So Samsung actually stopped the distribution in China, and they also stopped the distribution in the United States and asking for people to return the device. So there are plenty of, if you just YouTube Samsung Fold, you'll find all that information, and you can see exactly what I'm talking about. I'm also going to put some pictures in the video so that you can see what's going on. Wow. Endgame. Great. Fantastic movie. Really enjoyed it. It finalized the stories. It wrapped it up pretty tight, so there wasn't a lot of questions left. And honestly, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with the way it ended. I mean, it's been basically 12 years. I might be wrong on that timeline, but it's been about 12 years. And 12 years of building up a story to get to this point, and they did a very good job finalizing that story. I can't wait for Phase 4. Phase 4, I wanted more Doctor Strange. There's going to be a Doctor Strange 2. There is going to be a Black Widow movie, apparently. I haven't seen too much of that. There's going to be Black Panther 2. There's going to be quite a few awesome things coming out. Let's see. Also, last week, I know I'm kind of flip-flopping here, but when it goes to video games, Mortal Kombat 11 came out. And there was some skepticism to it. There were some issues with it. But a lot of people were, overall, the reviews are really good and people are excited about it. And I haven't had a chance to play it myself, but everything that I've seen and everything that I've watched and everything that the research that I've done shows that it's awesome. Moving on from that, there really isn't, as far as, I don't know how to bring this up, but Sonic the Hedgehog movie trailer. I'm not going to show anything because there's been reports of copyright claims being done for Sonic the Hedgehog trailer. However, I don't know how I feel about it. Dr. Robotnik is being played by Jim Carrey, and I think he's a fantastic fit for that position, or that role, I should say. And there really isn't too much more I can say about it. It's kind of strange. It's almost like an uncanny valley kind of situation when it comes to Sonic himself. He just, I don't know. And there's some questionable stuff about the movie that I don't know if I'm going to see it in the movie theaters. Just like Detective Pikachu. Detective Pikachu, I might see it in the movie theaters. I may not. It really all depends. I haven't really decided. But anyways, if you can, please subscribe. Hit that bell icon below so that you can be notified of any new videos that I put out within the next couple of weeks. And please, in the comments below, if you have any suggestions or thoughts of what you would like to see, I really want to know, would you guys prefer that I make individual videos for every topic? Or would you prefer basically anyway, what do you prefer that I do for my video content as far as, following the same guidelines that I have? It's, Geek. So please leave that in the comments below, and I'll be reading those. And thank you so much for stopping by.